All right, and we're gonna begin. So, first of all, congrats on making it here, joining the live, doing something for yourself, and when it comes to goals, it's a funny thing because it's like you set a goal. It's not like you're physically closer to obtaining that or having that position or whatever it may be, the business or X amount of money or maybe a toy. You may not be any closer to it physically, but in terms of your journey, you're significantly closer to it. Having a clear vision, a concise vision for something means that your mind's automatically going to capitalize on opportunities that come your way to bring you closer to that. A goal, in many ways, is like a very specific magnet. If you have a goal to get a red Tesla, for example, that's a very specific magnet. And as long as that's your focus and that's your goal, 100% you'll obtain it over the years because you'll just constantly capitalize on opportunities to achieve that goal versus someone that's not thinking about that at all. You understand? If someone never puts down the goal to get a Tesla, they're not going to take the steps needed to obtain one versus someone that makes that goal and then can take the succeeding steps of, okay, what's the price? How much do I make per year? How much do I make per month? And then anything else that comes across in their daily life. Feel free to comment and stuff as well because I don't have any faces in front of me to gauge anyone's, reaction to whatever I'm saying. Anyways, we're gonna jump right on it into it, and I guess I'll diverge because there's gonna be a lot of moments where you guys are just gonna be writing, and then I'll diverge after. But the first thing, so step one, it's not gonna be setting goals. The first step is 5 things you achieved. So 5 things you've achieved in your life. And this is the point where you take out your pen and your notebook and you start getting to work. So the first thing I want you to do is write 5 things that you've accomplished in your life. And it can be any point, maybe you're a kid, maybe as a teenager, young adult, it doesn't matter. And these 5 things can be anything. Maybe it was your first car. It doesn't have to be big. Like we always think that, all right, a goal has to be the biggest thing we're going after in our life. In reality, the way that goals work is, we make little goals each and every day that we follow through on. The process is the same. The process never changes. Little goals, big goals, they all are achieved the exact same way. So the first thing that we're going to do is just break down exactly how a goal works on our mind. So think of 5 things that you've achieved in your life. Maybe it was making it on a sports team, right? So let's say you wanted to make it on the football team when you got to high school. Well, what did you have to do that? First, you needed that clear vision, right? You didn't just walk into day 1 in high school and made the sports team. Like, I had no idea I was even going to play sports. Today I decided to play sports. No. Like, let's say you want to make the basketball team. Right, that tryouts are in September when school starts, right? I'm guessing, right? Just totally making this example up. So, okay, tryouts are in September. Now, the whole summer leading up to when school starts and when basketball season begins or whatever, you have to now strategize and plan, okay, so if I want to make the team, if my goal is to make the team come Saturday or comes September, what do I have to do during the summer to achieve that goal? Right? It seems like a simple thing, but it's the same process that's going to work for everything else. So, okay, your goal is to join the basketball team. Now, throughout the 3 months of vacation, what are you going to do? Play basketball every single day. You're going to run drills every single day. You're going to make sure your cardio is good every single day. You're going to play against people that may be already in high school basketball, and that works the same with everything else. Let's say you want to start painting. You've never painted in your life, right? You want to create a painting. That's the same process. You set a goal. Okay, I'm gonna buy the canvas, or maybe I have to research all the materials needed first. So first you research all the materials, everything you need, and then you research, okay, what's the next step, and then the next step from that. But in order for any action to happen, for us to take any steps forward, we need to have that crystal clear goal of what are we gonna do. So 5 things you achieved. And feel free to write it on here. I'll read a few out. Maybe your goal was to beat a video game. Like, this game everyone's talking about. I'm gonna beat this game. I'm gonna start it and play to the end, finish it, and that's an accomplishment in itself. But again, it's part of that goal setting process. Or maybe one summer you said, I'm fed up. This is the summer that I learned how to swim, or this is the school year that I get my grades right, or I'm gonna get my first part-time job. So 5 things in the past that you did, that you set out to do. You said, okay, I'm going to get this job, and then you work towards getting that job. You guys have that list down? We overcomplicate this process a lot, where we think that in order for any big goal to be hit, it needs something that we've never done in our life before. We have to develop these extraordinary abilities that only the rare few people in society have, and that's not how it works. It's just the daily things that we can do are the same as any other person. What Elon Musk can do in 24 hours is the same thing that we can do. He's just been doing certain things over a way longer period of time that have now compounded to where he's at. But within the 24 hours, we can all do the same thing. And Elon's one of those guys who started from zero. So 5 things you achieved. And this should be a boost to your self-esteem. I want you to understand the process of goal setting results in goals being achieved. And that's already in your history. That's not something new that you have to do. It's not something, okay, we're going to do this goal setting and it's the first time ever you've ever set a goal and then went after. No, we've done this multiple times in our life, probably daily. It's just we never pay much attention to them because it's very intuitive how it happens throughout life. Okay. So that was the first step. The first thing on your page should be 5 things that I've achieved that I'm proud of, right? And I set out the goal to do this, and I accomplished it. I set out the goal to read 100 books, and I accomplished it. I set out the goal to open up a brokerage account. I accomplished it. To have 10,000 in stocks, I accomplished it. It doesn't matter. The size of the accomplishment is relative. I don't care if it's a kid can do this exercise, right? A 5-year-old has no problem doing this exercise. All right, you guys ready? Now's for the big one. Here we're going to do a list of 50 things goals, I should say. And I want you to just write down what you want. Not what you think you can get, what you imagine you can achieve, what's in your ability to do. I just want 50 goals from you. I don't care how crazy they are, how wild they seem. This is a chance for you to let your imagination run wild. Whatever it is you want out of life, however you want the ideal image of life for you, This is the chance. Write all that down. It can be an earning. Maybe you want to earn, 100,000 a year, or maybe 50,000 a year. It doesn't matter where you start. You can do multiple. If you're at 25 now, you can do. My goal is 50. Then it's 75. Then it's 100, and then a million. Up to you. Maybe you want to walk into a BJJ studio, start practicing the martial arts. A house you want to buy. A particular location you want it in. Things you want to do for the community. If someone gets to 50, write it in the comments so I can see it. You think it'd be much easier if someone says, hey, you're your own personal genie, magical genie, 50 things that you want. But it actually kind of gets a little difficult. Keep going. Maybe type of a sports car you want, or a vacation home you want, vacation house. Pets, art collection, music collection. Type of business you want to run. Maybe someone you want to put through college, or you want to provide better opportunities for your family. Events you want to go to. Maybe you want to attend the Super Bowl, or maybe you want to attend a certain concert, or locations you want to visit. You want to go to Albania, Nigeria, Brazil, China, Vietnam, Canada. Maybe you want to start skiing, or maybe you always wanted to surf, so you want to go to Hawaii. You want to, I don't know, maybe you want a residence in Hawaii so you can surf whenever. What adventures you want to go on? Maybe you want to open up a soup kitchen, feed the homeless. Type of dog do you want? I'm checking comments. Done. Okay, we got someone that finished already. I see you, champ. 50. And hey, if you get to 50, feel free to keep going. Go wild. It's no problem. Maybe a language you want to learn. Maybe you want to learn fencing or something. It's kind of a cool, expensive sport to learn, fencing. Maybe you always wanted to be you wanted to make film or movies. You can make short films. Make music. You can be a painter. You can be, a dancer. It's like for some reason they ask you one thing. They ask you, what do you want to be in life? And then they put you in that one box forever. Like, oh, you're an accountant. That's it. You're gonna be an accountant. Well, that's not true. That's not life. That's their box. They want to walk inside their box and stay inside their box. They can do that. We're gonna break free though. So write down all your dreams. You know. And here's the thing, like, they're only dreams until you write them down. Then they become goals. And already that's worlds closer than they were just moments before. Anyone else finished? And if you're already involved in something, it can be specific goals, because I'm giving very general overall goals here, but it can be very specific goals as well. That's all up to what you're doing in your life in particular. I have a ton of very detailed goals for my company. Don't forget fitness goals. Maybe you want to do an Ironman one day. Maybe you want to run just a marathon, or one of those big races, the Boston Marathon. Maybe you want to become a cyclist. Maybe you travel across the desert somewhere. Okay, I'm getting a few duns here. So we're about to cut this out, and we can give it another 3 minutes. 2 minutes. Also, you can put down skills that you want to obtain. Maybe certain things that you didn't know how to do that you want to learn how to do. I know many people have asked me, uh, about selling online. Maybe that's a skill that you want to learn. It's exactly what it is, just a skill. Learn how to use the Amazon software, eBay software, Walmart software. So maybe you want to work on skills like that, like professional skills, marketing skills. Maybe you want to learn how to do pay per click. Maybe you want to learn how to flip stuff. Could have had a passion for cooking, something you wanted to explore, but it's not the line of work you want to do, just something you want to do in the future. And everything that you want, it can be. You can say you want a helicopter. You want to learn how to fly a plane. You want a yacht in the future. You want the craziest walk-in wardrobe possible. Like, all of these can be in your 50 goals, 50 plus goals. It's an exercise in breaking free from the daily thinking of, this is all my resources can afford me at the moment. understanding that in the future you could have unlimited resources. You could have everything. If you're focused enough now, in the future you can have all these things. All right. Moving on. You can pick this up later too. It's not something like if you're not done with your goals, you still have more goals. Some people can do 100 goals in one sitting, 200 goals, and you can keep adding to this list. But it's a funny thing because I've looked back at these types of lists that I've made in the past, and it's amazing how many of them I've achieved and how many I've gotten close, or like just satisfied enough with it. So the next part, we're going to do that list. We're going to take and we're going to write a 1, a 3, a 5, or a 10. And each number is going to represent the amount of years you plan on that goal taking for you to hit it. So if it's a huge goal, let's say you want to get a helicopter and you're still a college student, maybe that's a 10-year goal. Maybe you just, I'm trying to get a little bit healthier. I want to learn how to cook a few breakfast meals. I mean, that'll be like a 1-year goal. You want to learn a new language. Maybe that's a 3 or 5-year goal. You want to quit your job and be self-sufficient on your business or self-employment income. Maybe that's a 3-year goal. Or maybe you want to push it and you want to make that a 1-year goal. All right, so the list of 50, and this shouldn't take too long. Just write a 1, 3, 5, a 10 next to it. This way you know what category it's in. Give you guys a moment to do this and then think about it. See, I would like just even these a few steps that we've taken already. You're kind of bringing structure to something that was just chaotically in the mind, and we're approaching. We're getting that much closer than someone that didn't sit down to think about this stuff. There's a lot of people that kind of have an idea of what they want, but they're not really clear about it. And they're definitely, and if you're not clear about your goal and your vision, you're 100% not clear about the time frame it's going to take to achieve all of that. You guys understand? When setting goals, let's keep in mind that this is it's a tool, and like every tool out there, if you don't use the tool, it's not gonna have any effect. The goal tool, it goes hand in hand with a vision. It's a way for us to concentrate and focus on the thing that we really want. There's so many paths and so many directions and so many ways to go about life. If you don't have that focus, you're just gonna be someone's going to decide for you. No one can just sit still in life. So as life progresses, other people are going to decide for you if you already haven't. If you don't know what path you want to stay on. If you don't know what decisions to take. If someone offers you an opportunity to be a mechanic, but you don't want to be a mechanic, but then you end up taking it because it's good money or whatever, and now you're stuck being a mechanic for the next 10 years of your life. That's kind of that's what happens when you don't set goals. Versus if you set the goal, I want to work for SpaceX, right? You can have no goals, or you can say, I want a goal to work for SpaceX, and you work towards building up towards that position, which is what we're at now. So first we have our goals, 1, 3, 5. So maybe you want to be a SpaceX engineer and you put a 10-year goal, you know, and then you work backwards on that. And we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. Yeah, finished with marking your list, 1, 3, 5, and 10. I'm gonna check for some comments on here. And maybe there's a few things you can achieve in 1 year, 3 year, but you want to prioritize other things first, so you put them on the 5 year, on the 10-year plan. Before we move on to the next phase, yeah, I just want to say from early on, when the first time I ever did, something like this, where I sat down and wrote goals and kind of figured out what I wanted for myself and my future, it was incredibly powerful, because even though at the moment I didn't have any of the resources needed to achieve what I wanted, it was just this powerful connection that I now had towards what I wanted out of life. This kind of this well of energy, the source of energy I could go to kind of give some strength and some direction towards the next step. And if something ever, there's going to be so many setbacks in life, just completely unavoidable, that you need to go back and be able to look, okay, I'm doing this for a purpose. I'm working towards something. I have a goal set in mind. Which brings us to the next part, and you're going to take the top. One second here. Okay, so take the top 5 1-year goal, and either on the bottom of your list of 50 or on another sheet of paper, whichever, you're going to write those goals. And you're going to leave enough space to write a paragraph for each goal. Okay? So don't just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be one goal, G1, G2, and you guys get it, right? So forth and so on. Now, after you write down your goals and you space them out, I want you to write a few sentences on why. Why are those your top 1-year goals? Why does that goal matter to you? If you achieve that particular goal, what will it do to your life? So it's nice to say, I want to get a new Mercedes or something, a new Benz. Why do you want that, though? Oh, so I can show off for all my friends. Well, I mean, if that's enough motivation for you to go and get a $60,000-$70,000 car just so you can show it off in front of your friends, hey, fine, stick to that and proceed. But more than likely, you're going to need something with substance. And this is the actual work. It's getting down to the part where you're now going to have to make a commitment. Because you're getting close. First, you had the goals. Okay, oh man, this sounds awesome. This sounds cool. I need to do this. Okay, and now you're prioritizing. Now you're saying, all right, so I have a goal to get a PlayStation 4 in the next year. That's my goal. But I also have a goal to have a stock account worth $20,000+. So what are you going to prioritize? Right? Is it the PS4? Old as fuck. PS5? Or your portfolio? Like what's more important? It's also the things behind it. Let's say, and everyone's different. This is why every person's workshop, every person's goals and reasons are going to be different. Maybe you want to support your mom by the end of the year. You want to provide for your family or your father, or maybe you have a younger sibling that you want them to get some education. So many different factors. It's impossible to go through all the different variations that might be out there. But when you sit down with a piece of paper and a pen, and it's just you and that goal that you just wrote down staring at you, you have to figure out for yourself why you want that. What's the purpose behind it? What does it mean to you in comparison to your whole life? For me, whenever I did these types of goals, my first priority was always, I need to have a way to make money where I can't be working for someone else. I need a way to make money where it's not dependent on a job somewhere. Up until running my business company full time, I was a bellman. Before that, I was working at Best Buy. And my reasons were very crystal clear. Why did I not want to work for them? Because I didn't want to waste my time building someone else's business, building someone else's future, someone else's career up. I wanted the time to go towards me, first of all. And second of all, I knew that my abilities of what I was capable of was just being wasted. I was somewhere doing basically robotic work, mindless work. And it was so soul crushing to me, because I've always had this clear understanding. You get one life to live. We get this one life, and if we don't make something of it, and we just let the years go on by, it goes much quicker than we think. And by the time we look back, that one life, the one chance to actually live is gone. So we spend most of our best years of our life into someone else's business, someone else's thing, to show what at the end of the day, just a paycheck. Which, okay, but where's the fulfillment in it? And this was the fuel. My fuel for going after something was my why. Why do I want this goal? Why do I need to achieve this? Okay. So next we're going to do essentially the same thing. We're going to do a little less though. Your top 3 5-year goals, and then also your top 3 10-year goals. And we're going to do things on this one. You need to have at least one personal development goal on here. And really quickly, just write what it will mean to you. Just a few lines. Why are you committed to reaching this? What do you want out of it? And what it will do for your life. Yeah, you can do the 3-year goals as well. Depends on how many goals you got down. Now, this is something that you want to revisit from time to time and replace the goals that you achieved with new goals. It's not something that should be stagnant, or maybe certain things you just don't want to do anymore. Like I wanted to fly a helicopter for whatever reason for years. I told myself that's like a goal I had. Definitely don't care for it now. So that's off the list. This is defining each of your steps. So whatever your vision is going to be for the future, making each of those steps clear. Why you want that? Why do you want to live in this place? You know? And don't be like too shy to acknowledge what you want out of life. It's sometimes we've been just beat down by society so much that we can't think clearly enough to just say, okay, this is exactly what I want to live in California on a $5 million estate. Like, people have trouble ever making that a goal, where someone that's born into a wealthy family, for no other reason than they're just born to a wealthy family, they feel they can achieve that. Like, you should feel the exact same way about it. You should feel you can achieve that too. There's nothing special about that human being compared to you. Boom, boom. Alright, we're about to clear this up. And move on to the next step. Next part is, who must I become? So what do you have to work on to achieve the things that you want to achieve? So here's an example. Let's say your top 10-year goal is to have a $10 million stock account. Who must I become? Well, I must be someone that listens on to every earnings call. That's someone I must become. I must become someone that is diligent about the craft of investing. Is constantly seeking more knowledge, more information, building on what they know, being smart about their money, their investments. What abilities do you have to work on, or do you have to obtain to achieve the things that you want? Like maybe you want to create an album. Like maybe you want to create music and make an album. Well, who do you have to become? You need to be someone that's proficient in music, right? Someone that can read charts, make a beat, know how instruments, blend together, what sounds to look for. Because it's one thing to say this is my goal, but it's a totally different thing to say this is my goal and this is what I'm going to become to achieve that goal. These are the skills I will obtain to achieve that goal. When I dropped out of college, I didn't want to, it wasn't to be a dropout, it was to be an entrepreneur. But there's a lot of skills and a lot of things I had to develop in order to become that. And it's all things that along the path I knew I'll have to eventually cross, and I'll have to become that person. I'd have to become the person that, is excited to go to work, excited to wake up and put in the time and put in the grind. Like, I'm grateful for those things now. Sure, I could be at home playing video games, playing this, doing that, whatever, spending money. But in order to get to the places that I want to get to, I have to be a different person. I can't be like, some of my friends. Like, if my friends want to go to a concert, they want to go to a club, or they want to, they want to catch a game on Sunday or something, that's cool, But I have to become a different person to achieve what I want to achieve, to do the things that I want to do for my family. I have to be the person that shows up on Sunday, that shows up in the morning, that stays up late, that puts in the extra hours, that reads the extra books, that surrounds themselves with the right people, is in the right environment. It's like who we are is a byproduct of what we do daily, not who we're born, what our parents taught us, what that one experience we had, that one time. That's not who we are. It's something we can control. And this is probably the biggest part of goal setting, is that you have a clear vision of what you want out of life, why you want it, and a rough time frame of when you expect it. Now the only thing that's left is to work on yourself to become the piece that creates all of these things, right? Because everything you get out of life is a byproduct of what you put into life. All right, we're winding down here. Boom, boom, boom. So now just some exercises that you guys can utilize day to day. The first is small list. Small list. Top 5 1-year goals. And then it's top 3, 5, and 10-year goal. You can put this on an index. You can put this on a notebook, on your mirror. It's something that you should, or probably your phone's the best bet. But I want it somewhere physical, not just in a virtual location. So get a note card, get something where you can write a list of your top 5 1-year goals that you already wrote out, and then you get 1 top 3, 1 top 5, 1 top 10 year goals. Put these all in the list, and I want you to read this. Read daily. This is the hack. This is the mental goal hack of having something in your mind, and then your mind is automatically going to capitalize on opportunities to near you closer to those goals, whatever they may be. If you want to be a musician, 100%, if you're thinking about being a musician daily, as you go about your day, you'll capitalize on opportunities that naturally open up to bring you closer to being a musician. So all the work that we did, this is going to be the summary of it. On the back of that index card, you can also write your why. Why you want to achieve these goals, what they mean for you, and you can have this just on the back as a reminder. But honestly, just having the list itself and reviewing them every couple of days, or daily, obviously best. Seeing them, having them fresh in your mind, and having that physical thing in your hand where, this is what I'm going to go after, is powerful, and it's fuel that the average person is not going to have, because the average person isn't sitting down and making clear goals about what they want for their life. The average person is just kind of going about it, and hopefully they get inspired to do something. Maybe they don't. Depends on the luck of the world and its interactions with them. Anyways, gang, thanks for joining. It's been damn near an entire hour. I don't know who's here from start to beginning, but I enjoyed it. I do this every year by myself, and when you do it every year, you don't have to go through all the steps. Obviously, like a top 50 list, but it's fun looking back. And when I look at the first one I did, that was probably, let's say, 6 years ago, man, there's so many things that I've crossed off that list that I never thought about it after I put it on the list. It was like one of the top 50s, and I never really considered it again. But somehow, I ended up achieving those things or doing those things. And it's not just with me. I'm not special in this regard. This is just with everyone. Anyone that does these types of goals. It's a funny way that the mind works, where it brings you closer to what you want just by thinking it. And you have to understand that anything and everything that was ever created in this world first happened from a goal. Someone had the idea in their mind, they set out to do it, they created a timeline, they figured out why they wanted to do it, and they went about it and did it. So to wrap things up, I ask that whatever your top goal of this whole thing is, whatever your most significant, and everyone knows what it is, the goal that's going to mean the most difference for your life. Whatever that goal is, I want you to stop this now and go work on that goal. Create some momentum along your way. Whatever it may be. I don't care if it's reading a single article, reading a single page, doing a single step towards that goal. Whatever it may be, take a first step right after this to progress closer to that top priority, number one goal that you may have. All right. Y'all stay safe. Love each other. And peace.